Hey everyone, I'm Alice, and today we're going down the rabbit hole and discussing Disney news. The rabbit hole's a bit of a mess right now, but decided I'd rather do that than do it on my bed again. So, yeah. One of these days I'll clean it up like a responsible adult. It is not this day. So, the pandemic works hard, but the Disney Overlords work hard. Then pandemic response declares war, because 2021 is really just a DLC of 2020 that nobody asked for. Again, I let the Disney do stack up. Seriously, it's to the point where I've had to delete a couple of headlines, like Taylor Swift's folklore recordings that I took way too long to watch on Disney Plus because I usually watch movies with Lancer. So, yeah. Go if you'll do a tally on good news, bad news, ugly, whatever. However you decide to categorize it, that'd be great. Thank you. So, first of all, Disneyland opened Buena Vista Street. Without rides, it's just an extension of Downtown Disney right now. The cast member in Out of the Woo's video actually had a bit of fun with this, and after pranking the guests and saying it's cancelled, announced that the following attractions are closed today. All of them. Disneyland has also started using their parking areas for vaccination sites. Disney Imagineering legend Joe Road retired. He hasn't fixed the Yeti yet, and he promised he was going to do that someday, but you win some and you lose some. In regards to what the Yeti is, it's kind of a long story that I'll break down in another video, but basically it's the broken Yeti animatronic in Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom in Florida that the community has nicknamed Disco Yeti because they just use a strobe light. Disney Plus has put a tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman in the Marvel intro for the Black Panther movie. It's a combo of multiple tributes to this great man and an extension to the usual opening sequence for the Marvel logo. Or, if you're lazy, just find it on YouTube. Might do that, actually. Disney has also announced that they will not recast each other, but will focus on other Black Panther characters. Meanwhile, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, has gone under fire for questioning a COVID vaccine on social media, and I found this out after Don Cheadle called her out. She has deactivated social media. She insists she's not an anti-vaxxer, just a little concerned about how quickly it's been pushed through, but it's safe to say we're kind of desperate, although it is worth mentioning that Dr. Fauci has mentioned in an interview to Matt Pat and stuff from Team Theorists that he welcomes those questions because they get to educate them on it. And it is a little unconventional. Encanto officially has a release date, and I'm lazy and don't want to put up the date. Songs will be written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. We still don't have a cast list, though I nominate Rachel Zegler, who will be starring as Maria in Spielberg's West Side Story. I hope I pronounced it right. It's been a while since I took Spanish. As a lead. In spite of this, Stephanie Beatriz has reportedly been eyed for it, which I assume she can do it as she will play a soprano girl in The Heights, but she's twice the character's age. For those of you who don't know, Encanto is an upcoming Disney movie about a non-magic old girl in an all-magic family. We also have a release date for Luca and Turning Red, both of which have bizarre synopses I do not feel like going into right now. They're kind of like Onward in that from the synopsis and trailer, they're either going to be very heartwarming or very bizarre. And Onward was both. Onward was weird. Now, to segue into Disney Plus releases, as Disney is starting to focus on that, which makes sense because it's 2020, the unwanted DLC. Also, subscription price is going up $1, but I think it'll still be cheaper than Netflix. And The Last Dragon has a trailer now, and will be doing premiere access as well as a traditional release. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers will become a movie. It's before my time, but I know someone will enjoy it. I'm guessing that someone is going to be Justin Scarred. But The Mulan remake joined the free offerings on Disney, and Pixar's Soul was on Christmas Day. The finale of Mandalorian was the season. Gina Carano, who plays Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, which I've only seen one season of, has criticized both the possibility of mandatory vaccines and mail-in voting, and I swear I'm going somewhere with this. Many fans want her right out of the show, and rumor has it Disney says that they will cancel her spin-off Rangers of the New Republic if she won't apologize. Personally, I think it would be best to replace her with Gal Gadot. If it proves necessary, since honestly I found her character the most interesting thing in the series, but I'm not a casting director. Also, Gal probably has better things to do. Disney has announced that they will start filming a Kenobi series, and that, other than the obvious Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, Hayden Christensen will return as Vader, which is great for him because it's not really his fault that prequel Anakin was the way he was. There are a ton of other Star Wars spin-offs coming, including some for Lando, which will likely star Donald Glover again, Ahsoka, starring Rosario Dawson, Cassian, starring Diego Luna, called Andor in that case, a Boba Fett one, clones from Clone Wars, and more. There will also be Acolyte, a droid series, and Visions, which apparently will be an anime. Don't ask me what those are all about, I have no clue. We also will get a feature called Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins, who is a gift to this world, and a yet untitled project directed by Taika Waititi. Rumor has it they're also going to have more Rian Johnson Star Wars offerings, which I think would be cool, but I don't know. We'll also get a series called Willow, based on a George Lucas property no one talks about, a movie called Children of Blood and Bone, and a new Indiana Jones movie starring Harrison Ford, because they do not want to recast Indiana Jones. Or more specifically, Harrison Ford doesn't. I don't know the specifics. He's getting on in years, but he's Harrison Ford. It's interesting how protective of Dr. Jones Ford is, and meanwhile he wanted Talon to get killed off in episode 5. They're releasing WandaVision, and they have released trailers and new release dates for Loki, What If, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Also, FYI, all these shows will be connected to the MCU and be very important to it. There's also a Ms. Marvel show on its way, which is great for little Muslim girls everywhere, and also I just love Kamala after watching the Marvel's Avengers game for PS4. There will also be She-Hulk, starring Tatiana Maslany, and a Hawkeye show with Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop, Secret Invasion focusing on Fury and Talos, Armor Wars featuring War Machine, Ironheart likely featuring the superhero titled as such, who takes up the mantle of Iron Man, who, if I remember correctly, was a young black woman at MIT, which is neat, personally. Moon Knight, I'm Groot, which I don't think requires further explanation, and a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. We had Lego Star Wars special on Disney Plus, which was fantastic, and a High School Musical, the musical, the series, the holiday special, which I've heard is fairly cheesy. This script did not get as updated as it needed to be. There's also a Buzz Lightyear movie happening about the person that the toy was based off of, as well as the Baymax series, Zootopia series, the Tiana series, giving our unofficial Black Queen the love and respect she deserves, a Car series, why do they keep trying to resurrect this franchise, and a Moana series. There will also be Iwaju, a sci-fi series taking place in Nigeria, and a series of Pixar short films, as well as a series focusing on Doug from Up, and a series called Win or Lose. Also, it's worth mentioning that in the Buzz Lightyear movie, he will not be voiced by Tim Allen, but I think I got the voice actor right. Go correct me if I'm wrong, but he will be voiced by Chris Evans instead. So that's going to be an interesting choice. There's a Pinocchio live-action remake with Tom Hanks as Geppetto. My question is, how do they make Pinocchio not creepy? Peter Pan and Wendy is also being sent to Disney+. Also on Disney Plus, we're getting an Enchanted sequel, a Hocus Pocus sequel, a and a Baby remake, a Cheaper by the Dozen remake, a third Sister Act movie called Flora and Ulysses, Diary of a Wimpy Kid but animated, Night at the Museum but animated, and a new Ice Age movie. Keep Fox out Disney Plus releases, please, Disney Overlords. It's a point of pride for us Disneyers to point out that Anastasia isn't a Disney princess because it's not a Disney movie. We're also getting a Lion King prequel for the remake. Haven't we suffered enough? We'll also get a live-action Beauty and the Beast prequel, focusing on Gaston and LeFou for some reason. There are also rumors back in the day about the weird white dude from Aladdin getting a spin-off, but it might have been canceled because they announced that right after Mina Massoud said in an interview that he can't even get an audition because he's very obviously not white. On top of that, we're also getting Swiss Family Robinson rebooted as a series so that someone might actually care about it. A Mysterious Benedict Society series, a Mighty Ducks series, a Turner and Hooch series, and a new series called Big Shot. And, saving the best for last, we're getting Percy Jackson! Rick Riordan is clearly involved in this because he was actively campaigning for it to work this out with Disney. So we're hoping it's better than the movies we don't talk about. I hope for age-appropriate casting, and I nominate Ty Simpkins as Luke Castellan. The cast list for Little Mermaid has been officially confirmed, but all the casting rumors are true, so I won't discuss it. Disney has also announced that Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, and Alfred Molina will be in the next Spider-Man movie. For those of you who don't know, they were all in Spider-Man 2, where they played Spidey, MJ, and Doc Ock, respectively. They'll all be reprising their roles. I don't know where they're going with this, but it's either going to be great or horrible because it has massive lore implications. Also, I didn't watch much of the Sam Raimi trilogy because whether it be writing or acting, that Peter and MJ was kinda crappy. Other characters from that trilogy and the Andrew Garfield movies are also either rumored or confirmed. And the Andrew Garfield movies were what introduced me to the character, and I liked them, but looking back on them, they did not suit the character at all. Either way, I hope you know what you're doing, Kevin Feige. Disneyland Paris closed again because they had a home order got issued again. Who's going to pay respects to the dragon? Adventures Campus is nearly finished. In Disneyland, at least. Now I just need to know when they'll be allowed to open it. Or even just the parks. Courtesy of thousands of bored people on TikTok, there's now a somewhat well-developed Ratatouille musical, and they threw together a performance for charity. There's likely a bootleg on YouTube still. There was one last I checked. And even Lancer, who hates TikTok, enjoyed it. Disney World has announced that they will stop digitally adding face masks to guests in on-raid photo. I think it was clever personally, but I get why they quit. Now they just delete the photos, which is a lot less fun, but whatever. Disney World is actually Disney property has actually gotten very... They've taken mask mandates very seriously. You can't seriously be dismissed from the park if you're caught not wearing one. Speaking of masks, Disney has started putting Incredibles-themed public health PSAs discussing how to fight the virus. Catherine Newton has officially been cast as Cassie Lang in the next Ant-Man movie, which would be great if Emma Furman, who played her in Endgame, had been notified that it was to be recast, but she wasn't. I kind of understand finding a new actress for a greatly expanded role, as that's not exactly uncommon, but what matters is Emma didn't know she wouldn't be returning until the new casting was announced, and that would hurt anyone. It's kind of irritating that Disneyland has been closed this whole time, even though I understand why. Why are you asking masks, you weirdos? Even the rebels in the First Order kind of agreed to wear face shields and Rise of the Resistance. But when we can return, rides like Haunted Mansion and Snow White will be all freshened up for us with an updating ending for Snow White and the Fantasyland Dark Ride projection treatment TM. That one's gotten some gotten a bit of backlash because they've completely reimagined it, renamed it. I will make a video on it at a later date. Olivia Rodrigo has released her single Driver's License. Not only is she the only Disney-attached child actor to release a song with explicit lyrics, although she's turning 18 in like a month now, so maybe they'll let it slide. But it stirred up controversy that's been running through the rumor mills for a very long time. This is also a video I'm going to release at a later date. Disney has decided to retire annual passes for Disneyland. Kind of sad, as I would have loved to have one in a distant future where I actually have money. However, Disneyland has been closed for approaching a year now, and that's the main thing they decided as to why they're canceling it, because, yeah. And they've said that they're going to find a better version for the future, so let's see what goes down now. Also, there's nothing confirmed yet, but we might get a sequel for Solo after all. Here's hope. Oh, funny story. The moment I filmed a Disney news video, they released a whole ton of other news. So, first off, they've announced a new version of the annual pass holder system called the Legacy Pass Holder. I don't know what that means. Second of all, they've announced that they're going to revamp the Jungle Cruise and also make it a little less culturally insensitive, which is always good. They're going to keep the overall tone of the ride, but they're going to keep out racist depictions, which is nice. Speaking of racist depictions, some movies with, shall we say, outdated content are no longer available on the kids' accounts of Disney Plus. You can still watch Aristocats, but it needs to be on an adult account rather than a kid's account. Which, fair enough. And also, there have been more developments in the Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett drama that I will cover in another video. So, yeah. Well, that was a lot of news, and I hope I didn't miss anything. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Thanks to GoGo for editing, and I'll see you next time down the rabbit hole.